Let me see if I can fix that. I'll try it another way. I hope this is better. Not yet.
No, not yet, but I think it's quite visible, so you can also do
Okay,
it
so
way.
let's try it like this. Okay, so first of all, something about the SoilWise project and what we're trying to achieve. So, yeah, like the slide here says, SoilWise is about activating soil data and soil knowledge, especially on the area of soil health. And if you look at the project, it is a 4-year project. It started 1.5 years ago. And what we're trying to do there is to deliver a prototype for long-term access to knowledge and data on soil health. So it's a bit of a special project because the idea is that after the project, what we have developed will become part of the European Soil Observatory, which is managed by the European Commission at GSC. So there will be a way that this project lives on definitely. That is a good thing, I think. There are 15 project partners at the moment from 7 countries. And yeah, most relevant also for what we're presenting now is that as part of the project, we also have what we call user cases, which are aiming at providing solutions and demonstrating solutions for specific stakeholder groups.
Rob,
and then
if you want to navigate, you have to go by the left-hand side and you have to click on the next slide. Otherwise, we are still in the first slide.
oh, let's see.
You just have to go with your cursor to the left side. Next slide.
I'm doing that, but
No, it's not moving.
okay.
Now I see. Okay, now I see if you. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's really bad. It's not what I expect for a navigation, but apparently I found a way to do it. Yeah, so this is more or less what I was telling before. So yeah, the key of the project, or one key thing of the project is that we work through those use cases, and one of the use cases is on supporting land managers. Is it moving now? Good. So looking at SoilWise, yeah, this is a bit of a picture of how it works. On the right side, you see, for instance, a lot of mission soil projects, European projects that are currently running on soil health, and they all produce data and knowledge. And one of our goals is to collect that data and knowledge and bring it together so it's accessible from one point. It's not only those projects. I mean, we also look at other data sources. We specifically look at research on repositories like Zenodo, but also all kinds of national repositories that serve soil data and soil knowledge. So we'll try to bring that all together in a repository. On the left-hand side, you see the users. Well, an important user for our side, from our side, because so JSC will manage this project after the end, is the European Commission. But of course, we're also working for a lot of other people who are interested in soil health. So those are the stakeholders that we try to reach through those user cases. A little bit of a view on those different stakeholder groups. So yeah, land managers, of course, is one of them. We look also at policymakers as a specific group, researchers. We look at business. We look at specific research and innovation networks. And then we have, of course, well, what we call general audience. So the, let's say the rest of the world interested in soil and soil health. So like I said, user case is focusing on land managers, landowners, farmers, foresters, everybody who, in its practice has to do with soil and soil quality. I think we have somebody with a microphone on. So what we are developing are two things, actually, at least the things that I want to show in the demonstrations. First of all, we develop a catalog. So the idea is that all those sources that we collect in SoilWise will be findable through a catalog. And yeah, you have to think a bit about sort of a Google search for specifically for soil and agriculture, and hopefully also better and more specific. So it provides you better and more valuable results than, for instance, a Google search. I think the main focus for this specific application, if we look at land managers, is on intermediaries. So there will be a lot of data and knowledge, but the fact will be that if you search through the catalog, you will find a lot of things that might be relevant, but it still takes a lot of time and effort to go through those results and find out what's useful for you. And maybe you even have to work and analyze the data and try to interpret the data yourself. So we see it more as a tool for intermediaries like advisory services or companies serving farmers or serving land managers as, let's say, a source to provide value to their customers. The other thing I want to show is a chatbot. So yeah, I guess most of you have heard from chatbots like ChatGPT. We're trying to develop something similar, but specifically aimed at soil and soil health, and hopefully also providing better and more focused result than ChatGPT. So the idea is that you can what we call give natural language queries, queries in normal text, and you get also the answers back in natural language instead of a list of results. Yeah, so this is basically using the same kind of data and knowledge, but then the data and knowledge is more under the hood, and the system uses that to provide answers to questions you pose. I'm now going to, because this was the presentation I wanted to show as a short introduction, I'm going to stop sharing and we'll share my browser to show you both the catalog, the chatbot that we have developed. And hopefully this goes well first time I try. So you should be seeing a browser window which says something like "Welcome to the SoilWise Data and Knowledge Hub." This is the catalog. So the homepage of the catalog, and you see, well, some general information about the catalog, but the most important thing that I will show you is the catalog itself. I'm going to click this, and then you see that you access the catalog. And you immediately see here, sure if you can see my mouse, but that we get more than 20,000 results, which is quite a lot to browse through. So of course, the idea is that you are able to search for things. And as an example, I could say, for instance, soil organic carbon in Belgium. So if I search for that, I only have 28 results left, which is a bit more manageable, of course. And yeah, I mean, if you're looking for specific data or documents or other stuff on soil health, in this case for Belgium, on our organic carbon, soil organic carbon, you'll find something like this. So one thing, this is quite valuable, but it's something that you have to switch on because it takes some time to generate, is that you can also see how many types of documents and data sets are being served to you in this search result. You have to be a bit patient. It takes a few seconds. So there we go. So you can see that those 28 results contain 16 data sets, 7 documents, and a couple of journal papers. I could, for instance, go to the subset of data sets here. And then you see that I get those 16 results. And well, it seems that most of them are either on Wallonia or Flanders. So there are a couple of things that are more global information. So yeah, this is one way to use SoilWise. Like I said, it's probably more interesting for intermediaries, for people who have, let's say, the time and the capacity and the effort available to work with data and knowledge that can be found through this catalog. Maybe we can try another search. This is soil contamination. And there you see there's 174 results that somehow are linked to soil contamination. So this is one thing that we will offer. There's still a lot of things that will improve on this interface, but this is something that you can already work with if you go to the SoilWise website, which is solwise.he.au, if I'm correct. Then you'll find the link to this this catalog. The other thing I want to show, and I think we'll do the questions at the end of the demonstrations. So if you have questions about the catalog, please keep them for after the next demo. The other thing that we develop, and this is still quite experimental, is a chatbot. So you see it here. And yeah, like I said, it allows you to pose all kinds of questions in natural language. So one thing, very generic thing I could ask is, so what is the definition of soil health? So, and yeah, it gives you some information about what soil health is. And I have to say here that the basis that it's using is still quite limited. We have selected a set of documents, I think around 100 documents that are sort of the knowledge base of this chatbot, which he uses to derive answers. Of course, we have focused a bit on soil health and agronomy and agriculture. So hopefully it is able to answer at least some of the questions that we can think of as land managers. So you also see that here at the bottom of the results, maybe I have to make it a bit bigger, that you can see a couple of references where you can see where it found the information, the most relevant sources to derive the answer. So that's something that you can do. Maybe I can just show a couple of other questions as an example. So, for instance, if I'm interested in this, cost-effective measures to improve soil health on a sandy soil with a four-year rotation of potato, wheat, sugar beet, and wheat. So, can you give me some measures that yeah are somehow cost-effective? And it starts reasoning, providing you a list of suggestions. So compost application, green manure, and cover crops. I can imagine still quite generic. But yeah, I think the interesting thing is, for instance, that you can now say, interesting that these are cost-effective measures, but can you also say something about the costs and the benefits? So I can do that. Like this. So next question will be if the chatbot can provide me with a table of costs and benefits of those measures. It's thinking. Not sure why I didn't fill all the columns, but at least it found some answers. So it says that, for instance, compost application estimated costs are between 100 and 200 euros per hectare, and the estimated benefit would be 300 to 500 euros per hectare. And it does that for a couple of other measures. And it gives you a summary about what it thinks it would cost you to take some measures and what it would provide you in financial yields. And it's always a bit careful. It says something, well, consider this, consider that the local variability can influence this whole thing, and that some measures might take time before you get your benefits. And it also says, well, it's advisable to do more detailed analysis based on specific farm conditions and local market prices. So you see again some references to sources that it uses here in this case. And then, yeah, of course, there's something in this answer. So if you really want to have usable and very specific advice, local advice on parcels, then you probably will need information on a specific parcel and very specific details, and you need to provide that data to the chatbot. So that's also something that we tried. And well, first of all, I'm going to show you something. We have a fictional soil lab analysis report. See. It's this one. So Like I said, it's fictional, but it is based on local circumstances. It says something about a parcel here in the Netherlands, in Drenthe, in the northeast of the Netherlands, with a sandy soil with specific characteristics, physical properties, chemical properties. So typical things that we think should also be in a soil lab report. So yeah, this is interesting information about a parcel, and what we can do is provide this to the chatbot again. So I'm going to switch back to the chatbot. Sorry for the stopping and sharing again. That's for me now the easiest way to do it. So what I could ask is the following. So question would be, can you give me farm management advice for a parcel with this soil lab analysis results? It's a sandy soil on the 3-year rotation of potatoes, wheat, and sugar beet. And this year I will grow sugar beets. Next thing I will do is take the soil lab report data and add it to the question in chatbot. So this is what you just saw in the report. And then we can ask, well, use this data to provide more specific result. So you can see, and I'm not a soil expert or agronomist, so it's hard for me to judge how good or not good it is. But it says, given the sandy texture and relatively low organic matter, consider adopting reduced tillage practices to maintain soil structure and minimize erosion. So it, for instance, says with a nitrogen content of 0.25%, consider applying nitrogen fertilizers. Phosphorus level is adequate, but monitor potassium levels closely. So yeah, I'm not going to get in all the details, but you can see that it uses some of the data from the soil lab report to analyze and to try to provide specific results based on that data. Yeah, that's actually basically the things that I wanted to show. There's a lot more to say about the chatbots, but that goes too much in detail. I think the principle, the idea of what you can do with it, is more or less clear, hopefully. So, yeah, I think we can open the floor for questions.
Yes, thank you very much, Rob. So we saw 2 applications of the SoilWise repository. The first one is the catalog, where you can find all type of data. It can be research papers, but also just data on different soil types and so on. And then the second one is a chatbot application on soil health aspects. So I do not know if there are questions from the audience. Perhaps there is one question. Rob, the multi-language, for instance, if you want to have this questions done in French, for instance, or in Italian, is this possible?
Yeah, actually, that's one of the strong points of chatbot. That there's a language model under it, so it's very good in translating. So I can just ask, can you translate this advice in Italian. Hopefully it will make an attempt.
It's nice. My colleague is Italian, so she can read if it is okay. She laughs, so it's okay. Okay.
So when I tried that towards Dutch, I saw some things that I thought were a bit silly sometimes, but in general, it was not bad. Put it like that way. But this I can unfortunately not judge. My Italian is not very good.
So Rob said very clearly that this is based on a limited harvest of documents, because just to the demonstration, it can only improve in the future while we are going to include more and more and more data sets in the harvesting procedure. So normally it should become better in the future. But okay, that's the situation we have today. This is the first iteration in the project. Normally there are 2 more iterations provided for. So the team is now working already on the definition of what we were going to do in the second iteration, and then afterwards there will be a third one. So, ladies and gentlemen, are there questions? Is everything clear? Please do not hesitate to phrase your questions. Two days ago, for instance, another person asked us if there are modeling models behind or within SoilWise. For the moment, we have not modeling tools behind it. There is a graphic tool in development, I think, Rob, to translate some data immediately in graphs. But a modeling tool is not available. So that means that people who are in advisory services, they operate probably their own models. What they can do is harvest data from the catalog and then use those data in their modeling. That's not an issue. Or they can find they can bring in the data of their clients and so on, and then trying to improve their advice. But there are no modeling facilities for the moment yet within SoilWise. We have noted it as an interesting point to look at it, to look further on it, if we can provide it or not. But at the moment, it's not available.
Yeah, maybe to add there, I mean, one thing that we will do in the next iteration and to improve actually both tools that I just showed is that we will get in touch with soil experts and with agronomists and with land managers, of course, to check where are the weak points, where are the strong points, and how can we improve on those weak points. Like Mark said, yeah, adding more knowledge and data to the system is, yeah, a solution, but of course there has to be also the right data and knowledge. So it's not just a matter of adding things, it's also a matter of making sure that what you add is, yeah, basically the right foundation for support of different users.
And there must be a quality checker. That's right. An important point that Rob mentioned already from the start is, in fact, that after the project, this SoilWise content, let's say, will be used by GRC or the European Observatory, Soil Observatory. So, and also it's normally the intention that all those databases are also available through SoilWise, of course.
Okay, so I see in the meeting chat question, do we already have access to the chatbot? So the answer is not yet, because first of all, it's still, we're not fully happy with it yet. Like I said, there needs to be some improvements. The other thing is that it uses those large language models, and there's also, let's say, cost attached to using those models. So if you just put it out into the open right now, then it might be that the costs are raising tremendously if a lot of people are going to use it. So we're also thinking about finding a way to give access to the people that want to test this. So you probably then have to do some login to make sure that we don't get the whole world on our chatbot at the moment. But that's something that we will also arrange in the next phase. So yeah, the short answer is no, not yet, but we will make it available for people interested in testing.
I can only confirm that we are still looking for other people to validate the project. If you are interested, you want to make some time for us to test and validate the repository, you're always welcome. Just send a mail and we can include you in the testing group to improve the performance and the results of and the chatbot and the catalog. If there are no other questions, we can close this session and just first of all, thank you for the time to have a look at it and to take a notice of this development. And like we said, this is the first demo based on the first iteration. There will other demos come in the next weeks and months. And so we will certainly reach out again and give you another chance to view how the SoilWise repository has further developed. And I think I can close the session now. If you have other remarks or suggestions, Rob.
No, I think most of the things that I wanted to say I've said. So
Okay.
if there are any questions, you can also always pose them directly or through ELO.
Yeah, I see a lot of people are sending some congrats and so on. So we'll certainly be in contact later on. And so I just wanted to thank all the complete team, the two Robs and also the other people for the support. And then as we said, we will certainly come back to you when we have again something new to show to you. Thank you very much for your time and have a very nice Easter weekend. Bye-bye.
For participating.